Hey guys, let me know what you think by liking and commenting, and it really helps me and this channel out when you subscribe, so please click that button. Thanks a bunch. All right, everybody, I got these Reading and the Milwaukee Road steam engines back, and I got a coffee stain here on one of the boxes. I know that's not me because I don't drink coffee, so let's see how this goes. So this, if you're keeping track, will be the third time I've had these. I purchased them, the smoke units blew out, I sent them back, they sent them back to me, the smoke units blew out almost immediately, and I sent them back, and now I've got them back again. And they've repaired them under warranty, and here's what they did. They tested them for 30 minutes without any issues, so that's good. I appreciate them putting the work into it, and the Reading was missing the smokestack, and they're absolutely right. I'll show you the smokestack. I still had it, I didn't put it in there. And they had to use a black one, which is fine, because actually, strangely, because of another project I was working on, I think I have this exact or a very similar color. But even if that's the case, I don't think the black is going to be all that problematic anyway. I think it's going to be just fine. Now, one thing I want to make perfectly clear is I'm not particularly angry about this. They're under warranty, and as long as they're doing their job and fixing them under warranty, I'm okay with that. I don't like the fact that these are gone, but I have a lot of other locomotives that I can run. So if that's the way it needs to be, then I guess that's the way it needs to be. Now, I also want to make the point that Broadway Limited's repair technicians have been very professional, very good. And in fact, overall, I think the customer service aspect of model railroading is one of its absolutely weakest points. I think it's one of the absolute weakest points of this hobby. There are some retailers who are just absolutely hostile towards their customers. I don't want to mention their name here, but they deal with all things big, small, and a lot of worldly things. Many of the places I deal with are mom and pop shops, or they're single run, and they're nice enough, but they take so long to get back to me, or when they do, it's sporadic, or it doesn't answer all my questions or concerns. That's been a real problem for me lately, and Broadway Limited they've gotten back to me promptly. They've tried to work through this problem with me. They haven't accused me of doing anything wrong. I told them that I know my Markland controller runs a little bit higher voltage than most American controllers. It runs at 19 volts nominal. And they're like, you know what, it's beyond our recommended settings, but it shouldn't be a problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make these so that it doesn't work until I press F1. I'm also going to turn the smoke level down, but I think if I read this right, these really only deal with the fan level. But I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run these without the smoke on, but without any of this stuff turned up for about 15 minutes just to get a baseline. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to run these for 15 minutes without smoke, just to make sure there aren't any other problems. And then what I'll do is I'll turn the fans up to maybe about 50%, something like that, and I will run them. And I think there are some CVs that control the heating elements, but I don't know if I really need to mess with those. They're heating elements, and they should be able to put up with a 19 volt. It's just not such a tragic amount of voltage. I think they're going to have problems. So as you can see here, I'm setting all these to 0 except for 246, which I'm leaving. Bit 012 was turned on, and I am going to leave that alone, but I'm going to turn off bit 7 so that I have to hit F7 in order for the smoke to turn on. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to first do it with the S3, which you saw. Now I'm going to do this with the Reading at T1. Now, if you remember rightly, the Reading is the one that the actual boiler melted down on. It's a plastic boiler, and it completely melted, and that's been a not so uncommon problem. I've seen it around on Facebook. So after I do this, I'm actually going to show you the whole run, so you don't think I'm screwing around or I've just got some sort of weird Munchausen's by model train or something like that. I'm trying to get attention from all this. I'm not, and these are real issues, and I hope to be able to figure them out. And at the same time, if that helps you, I think that'll be great. Now, I'm not going to show you that in real time. I'll speed it up as much as I can, but there's a practical limit to how much I can do that. Let me get the camera moved here so that I can show you the clock, and we will see how long these things go with hopefully no problems. And again, I'm not running these with smoke. I'm going to run them just bare. And that'll give them a little bit of break-in time too, even though I guess between probably all of us, we've easily run these for more than an hour. In fact, I made a whole video with the Milwaukee Road, and I ran it quite a bit there. So here we go. Let's see if I can give you something to think about. right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the smoke briefly just to make sure they're working. Looks like they are. And then I will turn them back off real quick just to make sure I don't smell anything funky or something like that. And then I'll turn them back on and let them run through this whole process again. So again, I appreciate you joining me, and we will see how this goes. So let me speed things up a little bit here, and we will go through some time on this.
Oh, geez.
Yep, somewhere in between the time I was re-smoking the redding and this thing going around, it shut down. So let's go backwards to figure out when that was. Just run it back, and then I can see exactly when this happens. As you can see, it's still working right here, and I'm going to go ahead and zoom in and run this. Now, YouTube's compression may kill some of this, but I can see pretty well exactly when this dies. So here we go.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, it just cuts off right here, and I didn't notice it because I was actually messing around with the redding while it was sitting here, but I knew it was coming around, so I'd be able to see it when it came back, and that's partly why I'm videotaping the whole thing. All right, what you're seeing is me trying to, well, maybe it needs to be blown. I'm trying everything to get this back that I can think of, resetting the unit, putting a little bit more smoke fluid in it just in case. I mean, it seemed to be running fine, but maybe it ran out. Can I get this to run? So that's what I'm trying to do here, and it never comes back. And after I start touching the region around the boiler, it's just cold. I mean, there's no heat coming off of it, and I just realized the whole unit is dead. So, here we go again, but the redding is still working. So thank goodness one of them is working. So, I go back, actually reset the decoder here. I run it as address 3 for a while. I tried just about everything I can think of, short of tearing it apart, which of course I don't want to do because it's still under 60-day warranty after they replace this. So I don't know. I mean, I'm just grasping at straws at this point and trying to do things non-invasively. So after trying another reset or two, I decide to finally just give up on that and set it aside for the day. And what I do is I start speed synchronizing the redding with my other Freedom steam locomotive. because that's what I buy it for in the first place, is to have a running mate and to make what I think will be a pretty cool looking Freedom train with both of these running. And that's what I'm going to do. Just add a little bit more smoke there, and you can see my speed synchronization process as I go through this. The least I could do is have fun with the one locomotive that's still running, I suppose. As always, I appreciate you tuning in, and thank you for your support. There's no doubt about that. I love reading everyone's comments, and I enjoy interacting with everyone in the community. Since this saga hasn't ended, I'll have to post another video. Like always, take care. Happy model railroading. I'll catch you soon.